Somebody done made Katt Williams mad. Katt, he seemed pretty chill during the interview. I believe we would have gotten the same Katt Williams whether he was drinking or not. But the claims he made, what do you think about those? He wanted to set the record straight. And was it all the tall tales and exaggerations or the history tampering that made him want to speak out? He answered questions we didn't even know we had. But hey, they started it by dragging his name in the mud first, right? So Katt Williams, he sprinkled a little some spicy sauce on some things that we had already guessed or knew, but he gave us some much needed clarity also. It looks like some of the comedians and Trick Daddy may have been a bit nipped by his truth bombs. I say this because many of his claims can be verified by others. Well, on January 3rd, the internet was stopped in its track by Katt Williams. He sat down for an interview, nearly 3 hours, with the ESPN First Take correspondent Shannon Sharpe on his podcast, Club Shay Shay. So there's so many directions that this interview took the public and the fans. So it took a while for me to get to it because I didn't know what directions I wanted to go. But I'm going to talk about the takeaways that we got from this interview. Katt Williams said at the top of the interview to Shannon Sharpe, "The reason I had to come is because you've made a safe place for the truth to be told. And I've watched all these lowbrow comedians come here and disrespect you in your face and tell you straight up lies." And yes, of course, the first bombshell that he dropped was he claimed responsibility for removing a R scene from Friday After Next. For Williams, the seeing a black man being portrayed as an SA victim for laughs is a no-go. That's a very sensitive subject, and I don't believe anyone would have found that to be hilarious. But therefore, he alleged he petitioned to remove that scene from the 2002 film that starred Ice Cube, Mike Epps, and the late John Witherspoon. Ice Cube is the writer and he's an actor in the movie, and he also verified some of the claims that about removing that SA scene out of the movie.
As far as specific things, Katt was 100 on a few things. Most of what he was saying, a couple of things, I just want to clarify. When we bring in a new, comedian, we do have them try out for different roles. So Ricky did give Money Mike a shot, but when we saw him and we kind of saw how he moved and how he was auditioning, we decided that he would be a better Santa Claus, which was to me the perfect casting. When we saw Mike, damn, I call him Money Mike. When we saw Katt, when I saw him, I just knew that he was perfect for Money Mike. And Katt, said he wrote his role, which, the role was written, but he enhanced it. This is why Katt was so dope in the movie.
Another claim that was made that he said that Ricky Smiley wanted their roles in Friday After Next movie to be swapped. He said, "We auditioned in Los Angeles. I was number 201. he recalled of the casting process for the movie. 200 black comedians auditioned for the role of Money Mike with me. You're saying all 201 of us was auditioning and you had already had the role and had already shot the role in 4 days? Another claim that Katt Williams made was that Cedric the Entertainer stole his joke. He said, he thought I was a no-name comedian and he could take this joke and nobody would know, explained Williams. The issue was that I had already done this particular joke on BET's Comic View twice. The joke ultimately landed in the commercial on the network. In 1998, it was originally curated and performed by Williams at the Comedy Store, where he said Cedric the Entertainer attended. He comes backstage and tells me what a great job I did and how much he loved the joke. 2 years later, he's doing that as his last show on the Kings of Comedy, and he's doing it verbatim. He's just changed my car into a spaceship. But when the neighborhood star was on the episode of Sharpe podcast on 2022, he shut down Williams' claims of joke nabbing. It was ridiculous, he said, of the accusations. The joke he was talking about don't even match up with no timeline. He went on to say that he has seen him 30 times, but Williams has never brought this allegation to his attention. That don't even make sense. This is some internet-esque claim.
Curry had already helped me work on this joke because I thought it was good because I was getting a standing ovation on it. He had me go back in the lab to help me craft it to be an even more powerful joke. So this is not just a random joke. This is my very best joke, and it's my last joke, and it's my closing joke.
Okay.
1998, I'm doing this joke. It's on Comic View. Cedric comes to the Comedy Store. He watches me in the audience. He comes backstage. He tells me what a great job I did and how much he loves the joke. 2 years later, he's doing that as his last joke on the Kings of Comedy. And he's doing it verbatim. He's just changed my car.
He also claimed that Steve Harvey hijacked his homeless story to become famous. When Williams was 12 years old, he left his family's home in Dayton, Ohio, and hitchhiked on the back of a truck to Miami, Florida, where he became homeless. Steve Harvey has also been exceptionally candid about his humble beginnings when he lived in his car. But as Williams put it, Harvey's struggle story is nothing more than cap. Steve Harvey's telling people he used to be homeless. Katt Williams said, that is my story. That's not his story. And allegedly, some of Steve Harvey's ex have come out and spoken that said that he lived with them off and on, and that is it considered plagiarism when another comedian steals another comedian's joke? That was one of the claims that got the fans curious about other claims that Katt Williams made. Other claims in reference to Ricky Smiley, in which I feel that Ricky at one point in time took a side, and that particular side did not play out well for him, because you do have to understand, within that community you actually have to be funny, or you have to get around the gatekeepers. So like I said, this story is just too much, and there's a lot of areas that it was going into. So he saw Katt Williams, he saw them taking credit for his work and not going to give him credit when he worked hard and made suggestions on next Friday or the Friday after next. And whether it's true or not, whether he show up for work or not, he does have the right to tell his truth. So you're going to blackball me and you're going to steal my work, so I'm going to tell the truth, what actually went on. So it's just like that. The people that you see on your way up are, in many cases, the people that you see on your way down. So I can understand where he's coming from, and some of these stories were already in the public in reference to how Bernie Mac played a role in Steve Harvey and the jealousy that goes around in this circle or whatever, and that is what you can expect. But yes, tell me what you think about this story in the comments below, and go ahead and like this video. And you made it this far, and I thank you for being with me, and Happy New Year. Go ahead and subscribe. Bye now.